Hey there, all you listening waves. Welcome back to another exciting episode. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of sound waves, frequency, and pitch. Have you ever wondered why some sounds feel higher or lower in pitch than others? Well, you're in for a treat, because we're about to unravel the mystery. To understand this connection, we first need to grasp the concept of frequency. Think of frequency as the number of vibrations or cycles a sound wave completes in 1 second. It's measured in Hz. Higher frequency sound waves have more cycles in a given time, while lower frequency waves have fewer cycles. Now, here comes the exciting part. This frequency is directly related to how we perceive the pitch of a sound. Pitch is our brain's interpretation of a sound's frequency. Higher frequencies are associated with higher pitches, and lower frequencies are linked to lower pitches. Imagine plucking a guitar string. When you tighten the string, it vibrates faster, producing a higher frequency and a higher pitch. Loosen it, and you get a lower frequency and a lower pitch. It's not a one-to-one relationship between frequency and pitch. Our perception of pitch is actually logarithmic. This means that as frequency doubles, we perceive the pitch as going up by 1 octave. So, a sound at 200 Hz and a sound at 400 Hz are 1 octave apart in perceived pitch. This logarithmic perception is why musical scales work so well. When we go up a scale, we're doubling the frequency, giving us that pleasing increase in pitch. Let's put this into practice. If I have a tuning fork that vibrates at 440 Hz, which is the A4 note, a common reference point in music. And if you stroked the fork and compared it to the A4 note on the piano, you'd see, even though they have the same frequency, the piano note and the tuning fork have different timbres. Timbre is what distinguishes, say, a piano from a guitar, even when they play the same note at the same frequency. Timbre depends on factors like the instrument's harmonics, overtones, and how the sound starts and fades. That's why we can tell the difference between a violin and a trumpet playing the same pitch. Frequency is the objective measure of how fast a sound wave vibrates, while pitch is the subjective way our brains interpret those vibrations. And remember, our perception of pitch is logarithmic, adding a layer of complexity to the soundscape around us. From the low, resonant tones that vibrate in our chests to the delicate high notes that tickle our ears. Musicians manipulate these frequencies to create harmony and melody. There are also ways to psychological impact of sound, unraveling its ability to influence our emotions and behaviors. Sound is a type of energy made by vibrations. When an object moves back and forth, it sends ripples of energy into the surrounding air, much like when a pebble is dropped into a pond. The ripples in the air are what we know as sound waves. But not all sound waves are created equal. The length and speed of these waves determine the pitch that we hear. Longer, slower waves produce lower, deeper sounds, while shorter, faster waves create higher tones. It's this variety that gives sound its richness. Think of a piano. The low notes come from the strings that are longest and thickest, while the high notes come from the thinner, shorter strings. The middle range, where most melodies are played, is produced by strings of varying lengths and thicknesses. But it's not just the frequency of the sound that matters. The way that sound waves interact with each other and the environment can also drastically change the sound we hear. This is why a song played in a concert hall sounds different than when played in your living room. The concert hall is designed to bounce the sound waves around the room, creating what's known as reverb. This gives the music a full, rich sound that fills the space. In contrast, your living room probably has lots of soft, absorbent materials that dampen the sound waves, making the music sound more intimate and contained. This is also why a whisper can be heard clearly in a quiet library, but gets lost in the noise of a busy street. The sound waves from the whisper are easily overpowered by the waves from the surrounding noise, making it difficult for our ears to pick out the whisper. Speaking of our ears, they're remarkably good at picking out individual sounds in a noisy environment. This is because our brains are able to process and separate the different frequencies of sound. It's why you can hear your friend's voice in a loud restaurant, or pick out a single instrument in an orchestra. But our ears aren't just good at analyzing sound, they're also excellent at creating it. When we speak or sing, our vocal cords vibrate at different speeds to produce a variety of pitches. These sounds are then shaped by the resonant cavities in our throat and mouth to form the words and melodies we know and love. And so, we come to understand that sound is not just a simple phenomenon. It's a complex interplay of physics, biology, and environment that shapes our experiences and interactions every day. So the next time you listen to a piece of music, or even the sounds of nature, take a moment to appreciate the intricate science of sound. In our upcoming episodes, we'll explore more about the fascinating world of sound. So stay tuned, and keep exploring the science around you.